Getting straight into it, you saw the title. Let me know what your rankings are. Episode 1, Mort Dinner Rick Andre. This episode had plenty of unexpected moments, like Rick being nervous about someone and Morty murdering a lot. Had a fantastic side story inside the Narnia-like portal as well. Mr. Nimbus is the big part of the episode, with him always flourishing and being very dynamic on screen. We also see Morty get a relationship ruined again, which is a classic at this point. I'd give this episode an A. Episode 2, Mortiplicity. Another great episode due to the sheer amount of different character deaths and a bunch of different versions of the Smith family. The whole episode is a bait and switch on who the real family is. By the end, it turns into an all-out battle after Rick announces to all the decoys that he's the real one, tricking them into showing up in the first place. I'd give this episode an A as well. The season started out pretty great. Episode 3, A Rick Convenient Mort. A huge reference episode towards Captain Planet and kind of even Avatar: The Last Airbender. Unfortunately, it's another Morty relationship episode, so soon from the last one is making it kind of stale, but this one would have been better to keep. It shows character development for Morty, although really he was kind of hypocritical since he's killed people too. Morty was the one to break up the relationship. That was unexpected for me. Definitely shows him maturing in some ways. I'd give it a B. Episode 4, A Rick Dependent Spray. This one is almost entirely based off Morty being a teen and having those hormones. He ends up accidentally helping create a species of intelligent huge sperm. It turns into a milking fest and gets pretty raunchy. To combat them, one of Summer's eggs was taken and enlarged to lure them, unbeknownst to anyone that they came from Morty's sperm. This leads to a giant incest baby named Naruto. For obvious reasons related to that, this episode didn't get the best reception. I'd give it a D. Episode 5, A Mortykin Graffiti. A pretty unmemorable episode. Morty and Summer basically simp over a chill cool guy. Rick and Jerry go onto a Hellraiser party, and Beth crashes it. It's basically boiling down to that everything about Jerry is great joy to the other partygoers. He's so bad to them that he's the best. Basically, Jerry is cringe. Another episode that's a D. Episode 6, Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular. This is the turkey episode, and it all hinges on a joke about a presidential turkey pardon. Turns into human turkeys versus turkey humans. A turkey inadvertently gets turned into the president and it tries to take over and power up other turkeys. Also, it's a Thanksgiving episode but came out over a month early for it. Pretty boring. A D episode. Episode 7, Gotron, Jerry Sis, Rick Evangelion. Boils down to a big Evangelion mech anime reference. We see some unique and memorable versions of Mafia Ricks as well. Throughout the episode, we see Summer taking Morty's place as Rick's right hand, although it doesn't stick. Power goes to Summer's head and thinks she actually took Morty's place, only to be replaced for someone else for the situation. Naruto comes back and saves Rick from the ex-Gotron owners. That's about it. All in all, not too bad. Power struggle give way to character development. In this case, further showing that Rick doesn't care, and that Summer wasn't super loyal to family, only really to Rick. I'd give it a B. Episode 8, Ricturnal Friendshine of the Spotless Mort. This episode shows Rick and Bird Person's relationship start and gives way to further canon for Rick's backstory. We see some of Rick's history go down, but the main focus was for Rick to save Bird Person. Bird Person and Rick end up friends again, although distant, as Rick was being selfish and kept important info from him. Good episode for lore, but not too much else specific to say about it, unless I go into a full recap. It was in general, the power of friendship. Pretty good episode, another A. Episode 9, Forgetting Sarek Mortishell. This episode, Rick and Morty break up after an argument over Morty not feeling respected. Rick replaces him with 2 crows and the spin-off begins. The argument was over Morty refilling Rick's portal gun. Morty accidentally got some on his hand and meets Nick, who also got Rick's portal fluid spilled on him. Morty and him bond over a distrust and dislike of how Rick is. Eventually, Nick reveals he wasn't to be trusted and attempts to kill Morty. Morty then, as a badass, cuts off his own hand, puts it into the portal on Nick, and wipes him from existence. In general, the episode was kind of boring, the main part being Rick and Morty breaking up, but that ending was awesome. We are seeing a Morty that isn't scared to get savage. He's dealt with Rick too long, he's desensitized to it. I'd give it a B. And finally, episode 10, the finale, Rick Mirai Jack. Starting off with some runoff of Rick and 2 crows from the previous episode, leading him back to the family after he gets dumped. Morty used aging serum to trick Rick into coming back, leading into a Citadel episode. Anyone that knows something's about to go down. After some Citadel shenanigans, we get around a 2.5-minute compilation of Rick's backstory, showing from what we know canonically what happened to his real Beth and his life after it. Evil Morty is back and brutally wrecks the whole Citadel, destroying it, and leaving the central finite curve. This is basically all the universes where Ricks reside. Check the card for a video I did explaining it. Evil Morty wanted to fully get away from Rick, and he did it, leaving us on multiple cliffhangers, lore dumps, answered and new questions. One of the best episodes in the series, definitely an S. There we go, Rick and Morty Season 5 episodes ranked. Let me know what you think of my rankings and what your own are. Also, sorry for my half-assed episode recaps. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it.